So about my hemorrhoids.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Every fucking time.
Starting off strong. Well, guys, welcome back. We are back here at my room?
At our super high-tech fancy recording studio.
100%.
I totally don't have sheets on the walls.
Oh yeah, totally not.
How you people doing? Glad to, come back and make more content for y'all today. Hope y'all are doing all right.
I may have had too much gin, but this is going to be an interesting
It's gonna be a
trip.
good
Oh
episode.
god. We're going
on a trip.
Okay.
So today, and I believe this is episode 5, part 2, right?
Or 6.
You know what?
I think it's 5 part 2.
I
because
don't even know.
let's call it 5 part 2 because we're still talking about chaos shit.
I will make that
Finger
decision
guns.
when I will make that decision when I edit the episode.
Fair enough. So we're going to be talking about chaos characters of note. Last episode we talked about chaos gods, so now we're talking about their minions, who they are, what they do, things like that. So once again, we are Lorecast Eternals. I am Jacob. This is
I am Phil.
Felipe.
And
And then we have
Filipos.
Sir Strokes a lot,
Hey.
also known as Mitchell. Mitchell, please stroke for us.
Oh no, there's a blood vessel burst.
100%.
Are
So
your hemorrhoids okay?
No, that's not a hemorrhoid. That's what is that one? That's the that's the other thing.
well, you're talking about a blood vessel blows in your head?
Yeah.
An aneurysm.
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
no, I was talking about your anus.
I'm talking about your asshole. Thank you very much. I guess as much as I want to give Mitchell a stroke at the beginning of the podcast, I will not make him start first.
Oh, thank God.
One quick three.
Oh my God! It's spread up now. I'm next. I am next.
Oh, okay. Please don't spit water all
Oh
over the
my
microphone.
God, that was
Whoa,
amazing.
whoa. Before
Okay.
we
Before we start though, last episode I believe it was, we hit over 100 streams.
on Spotify, but
On
now
Spotify?
we've hit 100 downloads on
Ayo.
Podbean. So everybody, round of applause.
Ayo.
Yay.
Snaps. Get some snaps in there.
How
thank
about
you-
some one-handed claps though?
I can't.
Both of you are failures. Come on now. It's so easy.
Just because you have weird double-jointed mutant hands. We just wanted to say, stop it! Ugh, God, his hand folds in half. Fuck. Anywho, ugh. Just wanted to say, thank y'all so much. Y'all have made this whole process for like the 2-3 months we've been doing it an absolute pleasure, and we really appreciate y'all sticking around and watching us be absolute fucking idiots.
There is one person I actually forgot to say, just thank you for reaching out to us because you did it on Twitter instead of Facebook, and I completely just went straight over my head. But I forgot your name, or I don't want to try to pronounce your name, but you from, as you describe, Straya. So, thanks for reaching out.
So would you say that this is better or worse than being from Nurgle's Garden? Personally, I think being from Australia is worse than being from Nurgle's Garden because, at least some of the things in Nurgle's Garden look pretty, whereas Australia, just everything wants to kill you.
Good question.
Excellent. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
All of our single listeners from Australia.
Australians terrify me, so I'm keeping my mouth shut because I'm pretty sure
Hey.
if there was if there was a people that could fight God and do it drunk, it'd be the Australians.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna plead
not
the
Florida
fifth.
man.
Okay, Florida man.
Florida man, they're down there with they're down there fisticuffsing with Satan with their shenanigans.
All I'm saying is Australia was just the Texas of Great Britain.
I feel like it's more the Florida of Great Britain. Because didn't Florida start out as a prison colony?
No, Florida was just a Spanish colony.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So on our Warhammer podcast, but yeah, just once again, thanks to everyone who reaches out on us on the various platforms of social media that we're on. We suck at it, and we're sorry if we miss your messages, but when we do see them, we really do appreciate it. And once again, thank y'all so much for 100 streams and 100 downloads. Y'all are awesome, and I really do hope y'all stick with us on this journey and keep listening to our shenanigans.
Yeah.
Sound about good?
Yeah. But
So
back
I'm-
to my earlier prompt, though. Australians, please feel free to fill us in.
Okay,
on how it
podcast
goes.
over. So I'm gonna go and get started, unless you want to get started.
No, let's not make him suffer. I can start if we want to. No, wait. You start. I want to hear about Roberts.
I have 3 guys. I'm starting.
Oh, no. 3 guys that have like 2 sentences each.
I fucking tried. So once again, these are the notable chaos characters. Demons of note, mortals of note, things like that. So I'm gonna start off with my main man, Cornflakes, and talk about one of his more notable generals, which would be the Bloodthirsters, the Greater Demons of Khorne, and his name is Skarbrand. So this was once again Skarbrand, very notable Bloodthirster of Khorne, and he is a very, very angry boy. So you see, Skarbrand was once one of the greatest. I think he was the greatest champion of Khorne. He was basically the pure personification of rage and wrath incarnate. And basically, if you saw him, you got deaded. That was just how it was. But you see, Skarbrand.
Sounds like a pretty okay dude to me.
Oh yeah, he knew how to party. The party was short, but he knew how to do it. So his one of his names now, however, is called the Exiled One. Because Skarbrand is not the demon he once was. He is no longer in the good graces of Khorne, because Skarbrand, for whatever reason, be it deception from other demons or just pure insanity, whatever happened to him, Skarbrand decided to challenge Khorne himself. And it did not work out well in his favor. So Khorne, he basically bonked Khorne with, or as much as you can, bonk Khorne with one of his dual axes, and Khorne was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bitch slap you now." Basically grabbed him and just like throttled the personality out of him, and then he yoked him across the realm of chaos for like 7 days. He just flew, and fucked him up pretty bad. It shredded his wings completely, so he can no longer fly. Like I said, he throttled the personality out of Skarbrand, and to a certain extent kind of ruined his body. So Skarbrand, as he is now, is a shell of what he once was. He is just basically an avatar of rage, because it's the only thing that he remembers from his former life is just rage, wrath, murder, and bloodshed. And ironically, because of that fact, he now serves Khorne more as he does now than he did before he was exiled, because he is such a purveyor of murder.
All part of the plan.
Zinch motherfucking 40K story is a little different. Zinch did it. Fuck that guy. But yeah, no, as he is now, he is basically an avatar of rage and murder, and he serves Khorne more because of it. He does lead his own legion, or not legion, but at least fighting force called the Axes of Skarbrand. And they're a I believe, if I remember correctly, they're a collection of both demons and mortals that are all about the murder boner, and they just kind of follow Skarbrand wherever he goes and murders things, because Skarbrand hates lots of things, and they apparently also hate lots of things. So that's kind of how that happened. And honest to God, that is about it for the Big Red Boy himself. There was a couple battles he was a part of, but more than anything, he's just a really fucking angry bloodthirster, and he does one thing, and that is crump. The one thing that I will say that's really cool is that what happened to him in this lore is actually reflected on the model that he has in AOS and 40K, because he does have a model. If I remember correctly, he is actually slower than other bloodthirsters because he doesn't have his wings. So instead of being, I believe it's 12-inch movement that the other bloodthirsters have, he only has 8-inch movement.
Yeah, something like that.
Which I think is really cool, because I love it when things happen in lore and it's reflected on the model. I just think that's super neat.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other abilities he has that kind of reflects him being angry as fuck, but that's just the main one, and I thought that's super cool because I love when lore mixes with the actual game. But like I said, that's about all I got for Big Red Boy himself, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Sure Strokes a lot.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah, it's about to be a ride.
So, guys, we're going over Archaon.
I'm fine. It's cool. I'm fine. I fucking detest your existence, Mitchell, but I'm fine. Where's the water gun? I'm spraying him again.
So Mitchell, would you like to tell us more about Archaon?
Oh, yes.
I can punch you in the cock right now. I'm in
Archaon the Everchosen. No.
Archaon the who now?
Oh, yes. No, let's actually...
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over Jacob.
So, Archaon the Everchosen.
Sorry, what was that? Archaon?
Archaon, because Art can do it.
I am a shell of a man.
Okay, Archaon.
Archaon. So,
Oh my god.
who is this man? And what did he do? And why is he important to this character?
He's done lots of things.
He's done a whole lot of things, but I'm just really covering the bare basics of this man. So let's start with his origins.
Just to be clear, real quick, his name actually is Archaon. We just enjoy messing with Jacob.
They like making me foam from the mouth.
Um,
When both of you go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna be under your bed.
Good thing we have double locks.
I don't have a bed frame.
And that's what makes it terrifying.
That's actually going to be very impressive.
At that point, I'm not even scared. I'm impressed.
Okay, have either of you ever seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
No.
There's
Back
a
to
scene.
this.
No, this is important now. You did this to me, now it's my turn. There's a scene where where Freddy Krueger reaches his hand through the bed with his clawed thing and just sucks the motherfucker into the bed. And I seek to emulate that.
Aliens.
He's not wrong. Moving on.
Okay.
very wrong.
So there's actually two different origins for Archaon within the side of Age of Sigmar. You have your one that's pure Age of Sigmar, and then you have one from the Old World. Starting off the one with the Old World, he was orphaned at a young age because his mom got raped by a Norscan raider. I appreciate the nods of approval that I'm actually getting things right. And after his mom died, his stepdad was like, "Get the hell out of my house. You're not my child. I don't give a damn about you." So he became an orphanage and he joined the Church of Sigmar. But after being in the Church of Sigmar, he was a warrior for Sigmar. He found out about this heritage, and what was about the Old World is that, like, it really much resembled medieval Europe, especially in the Empire, where your blood really determined who you were. You couldn't change who you were because of your blood.
So it didn't matter that he served Sigmar faithfully for years at this point. It's like the second he found out, oh, I'm of Norscan descent, he was like, maybe I am a Norscan.
So he was torn in his heart of what he was to do because he was the devout follower of Sigmar.
But he also had the blood of Chaos followers inside of him.
Yes. So he spent one entire night actually just praying to Sigmar. But at the end of that night, he came to the conclusion that Sigmar was just not going to answer. But he did not give a damn about his Chaos heritage as well. So he went out like Jeff Bezos and decided to become his own man. Because Archaon is literally the Jeff Bezos of the Age of Sigmar.
It's pretty accurate. No, it's pretty accurate.
Let me explain.
Look, he's a self-made man that rules over a bunch of evil people. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I actually got to hit the second theory of how he came about. The other theory of his origin is that he was born at the exact same time as Sigmar. And he's just the literal antithesis. He's the anti-Sigmar.
The anathema.
Yes. So where Sigmar is the god of order, Archaon is just meant to bring chaos and destruction. He's supposed to tear down society.
How very Norscan of him.
Yes. But either way, whatever he decided to do, he decided to be his own man and create his own decision, own future.
And cause so many fucking problems.
And doing that, he went off, and it took him 100 years. Like, he went on a quest for relics that would, like, empower him, but this took over 100 years. There was, the first relic he got was the Mark of Chaos upon his flesh. The Crown of Domination that spreads fear and dismay even as it strengthens his allies. And the Eye of Shireen. Shirian. I'm going to say Shirian on this one.
Okay.
Shirian.
Sharon Shirine.
Oh, is it the...
It's his third eye.
It's his third eye, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, that eye gives him the power of... It says future sight, but foresight, really.
Doesn't he also later on like bind a
Good
changer of ways to him, like to an amulet that he possesses to give him even better foresight?
You know, that's a good question.
Yes, that actually is right. I think
Really? Is that Old World or is that New World?
No, that's
I believe
that's
that's Sigmar.
AOS. Yeah, no, that's it was either in Age of Chaos or like the very beginning Age of Sigmar.
I think we mentioned it.
Yeah, it was a Lord of Change, and Archaon was like, "Yes, you are now my necklace." Yeet. So now he has better foresight. I think it was basically when, if I remember correctly, it was at the beginning of Age of Sigmar when he was like, "Oh fuck, Sigmarines be a problem."
Yeah.
Anyway,
though.
yeah, I did not see anything about that. He has the armor of Mokar that is the armor he currently wears.
Well, okay.
Been wearing it for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Slayer of Kings, which is his sword, which is bound with a demon soul, of Uzul.
It's a demon name. We give you a pass for this one.
Yes. And this one of the last of his like relics that he found, like in this quest, is pretty much his steed, which is Dorgar, which I actually think I pronounced properly.
Is that the three-headed beast?
Yes.
It was a horse.
It was a horse. It was a demonic horse, and when he was taming it, it literally burst into flames.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't give a damn. And the horse is like, wow, this man, I burst into flames, he does not give a damn.
Power move.
Maybe he's the one.
Excellent. And then apparently he just became corrupted into a giant three-headed dragon. So
Yeah.
Oh no, so actually how that happens is kind of fucking hilarious.
Would you like to explain there?
Yeah, no, long story short, basically, I believe at the beginning of the Age of Chaos, when the gods were like time to go crump the mortal realms, in order to like make Archaon prove his worth again, is Tzeentch, Nurgle, and Khorne each sent a greater demon to go like beat his ass, and his horse ate them. And the reason why his horse is a gigantic three-headed dragon horse fucking demon monstrosity is because that horse just fucking ate 3 greater demons.
Which his horse was a demonic being, by the way.
Yeah, and but the reason
Yeah.
why it changed from just a flaming horse into the absolute glorious model it is now is
Such a beautiful model.
it just fucking nommed him.
Hey, hang on. Matt, if you're wanting to choose a model, Archaon is the one to go because it's just the coolest.
or counteroffer,
You shut up. Your opinion doesn't matter. Bellacore?
or even better counteroffer because fuck both of you, Shalaxi Hellbane.
Yeah, but no,
No.
you dirty hedonite.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, and the reason why there's no Lord of Keeper of Secrets there is because fucking Jesus, Slaanesh was chained up during that time, so she couldn't send anyone there.
Yeah.
Slaanesh was doing Slaanesh things.
Slaanesh was getting Slaaneshed, basically.
Yeah, basically.
So I apologize. Continue.
Though his origins can be a little hazy because there's 2 different variations.
Yeah.
You got the the straight anti-Sigmar or the
versus confused priestman.
versus confused priestman. The thing is that the Chaos Gods have no control over this man.
Nope.
Oh no, they
Like the Chaos Gods they really want a piece of that booty, but they physically cannot defeat that man.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Like, for how much they hate each other, Bellacore, which we'll get to him later, and Archaon have the exact same energy, which is the Chaos Gods can kind of go fuck themselves.
Oh, what the hell did I type here? Pegasus?
Did your stroke transfer to your actual, like,
Were you trying to
notes?
say Pegasus?
No, I think I meant to say plagues.
What the fuck?
Is it bad?
Please, please, guys.
I think this is Mitchell's cry for help.
You know what that word
Brother.
You know what that word makes me see? No, Godzilla, don't read this post. Godzilla had a stroke.
Godzilla had a
trying to
stroke
read
and
this
fucking
post.
died trying to read this.
Yeah. But the thing is that over in the period of time that he was collecting all these artifacts, he was also defeating a lot of leaders, and his war band would grow.
But this was all back in the
Old world.
The world that was, yeah.
The world that was, but they kind of transferred it into because all his artifacts that he has are on his war scroll. So
Well, yeah.
it got transferred to Age of Sigmar, so it's kind of...
So this is very much one of those situations where it's like all of this stuff happened in the old world, but if you look at his war sheet, he still has it, so we kind of have to explain where it came from.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
just
well,
so
I mean,
happens
because
that
he
all of it came from the old
Well,
world.
yeah, because
Gotcha.
he lived through the end time, so obviously he would keep all of his shit because he didn't fucking die.
He was one of...
Sargel.
He was one of...
Fuck you, Manfred.
One of 4 characters that survived the end times because
Actually, technically, you're forgetting literally every named demon.
No, we're not counting demons.
Gotrek,
Godric,
Sigmar,
Archaon,
and fuck.
Nakai the Wanderer.
Oh, exactly! My lizard boy! Listen, they never said he died canonically, so technically he could be alive just swimming through space, wandering forever.
Look.
Fuck end times.
All I'm saying is that you forgot literally every god of order that transcended to godhood.
Hey, shut the hell up.
Well, no, I think they actually did die, but something about how it happened, like
Marathi was eaten. Malekith actually did die.
Teclis fucking died because Teclis tried to channel too much Lords of Magic at the end times, and he fucking got incinerated because Balthazar Gelt died.
It was their souls that manifested into solid beings.
Yeah, like basically their power was so great that when they manifested into AOS, whenever the Mortal Realms were created, they were the same being, but their shit got kind of fucked with. But no, like I know Teclis died, like factually, because B-Gelt died, Balthazar Gelt died, and Teclis was like, I already have like 19 Lords of Magic in me, what's 20 gonna do? And yoinked it, and the magic was like, mistake, incinerated, and Teclis kind of just melted. Off topic, I apologize.
I'm out of gin juice now.
Oh god.
Oh,
You fucking alcoholic.
get ready for a trip.
Mitchell does not get drunk unless it's on gin, in which case he gets crumped. And Mitchell has
I'm gonna go get the
consumed
gin and
a
apple
lot of
juice.
gin.
Feed the habit.
We were talking about that man's origins.
We were talking about the stroke you typed on page.
Oh yes. Oh, because that says plagues. Going on the completely different side tangent. This is during the Age of Sigmar.
Uh-huh.
This is not going to be an hour-long episode.
He has what he does. The first thing is he has brought plagues to bring down kingdoms, and when this is the very first thing he does. He brings the 7 plagues to a certain kingdom, and they were in a siege, and they came out to fight the battle, but their joints were full of liquid and their pus in their eyes, and Archaon was like, I'm just gonna stare at you to death. Just like, what are you gonna do to me?
That's hot.
He defeated a god beast to steal their artifacts. It's like the Crucible of Stars or something like that. I can tell you the god beast's name. It's Ule.
Yeah,
Why?
It's a god beast name. We give you a pass.
Yes. He uses Zinch and Slanesh, sorcerers, to bring down this god beast to steal a certain artifact. He defeated followers of Slanesh by allowing them to indulge in their desires. So what he did is he brought pretty much slaves to them because these were like cannibals.
Oh shit!
And they literally gorged
boys.
They literally gorged themselves to death and exploded from eating too much.
In true Slanesh fashion.
Weak. Look, all I'm saying is, have you seen the model for what is his name?
Yes, I have.
Gladius or something like that.
I know the model you're talking about.
Yeah.
Gluttus? I think it's Gluttus. Gluttus, like Auxilian or something like that. That boy fat.
That boy real fat.
Extra thick!
Yeah, like he doesn't actually make attacks himself. He's just a wizard. He is just a massively powerful wizard and grants like absolutely obscene unit buffs.
Like he gets a melee, he fucked.
Actually, no, he doesn't do that much. Literally, he just grants like obscene bonuses.
No, that's what I mean. If someone gets in a melee with him, he's fucked. He has no melee. He has a melee ability.
Yeah, kind of. But no, like he like grants. So he gets a new ability every battle round at the start of the battle round, and they're all cumulative. So once he gets them, he has them.
Oh,
but
wow.
like the second one, so like turn 2, his ability is like, he can like designate a unit at the start of the hero phase or in the hero phase, and that unit can run and charge in the same turn. Oh yeah, and that's in a Slaanesh Hedonite army where everybody's already super maneuverable. I'm pretty sure it's a mortal unit. I'm pretty sure it's a Hedonite mortal unit.
You know,
yeah. In Age of Sigmar, in terms of like demon armies, you can't really mix your mortals and your demons. Like either your demons or your mortals.
Oh, okay.
So you can't. They don't mix very well. Like they definitely can synergize well, but you really don't want to mix them. You kind of want to go whole hog on one or the other.
Anywho, hella tangent. Please continue.
Yeah.
He's also, I actually know a fair amount about this one. He's defeated Tzeentch sorcerers by outsmarting them.
Okay, well, to be fair,
you want to hear how he outsmarted them?
Yes.
He literally threw. It was very Russian of him. He just threw waves and waves at a silver tower that were full of these Tzeentch sorcerers, these Tzeentch gaunts, really. And every single wave, he learned more and more about them. And then to the point that he was actually able to learn their names. And when you learn a Gaunt's name, you can do a ritual where they pretty much become under your control.
Oh, shit.
So he was able to, do that ritual, gain their control, and just defeat them.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you ever read the Archaon series?
I read book 2, but not book 1.
Because this reminds me a lot of what, like the true names that they refer to in Aragon, where like the name you were born with like basically doesn't matter. But for using magic, you can basically bind a person's soul into like a pact by using their true name to gain leverage over them.
Yeah, because that's
like their true name is like in the Aragon lore. Your true name is basically the true name of your soul, and it is in a single name. You basically name their soul. So like it's very much a name that encompasses the entirety of your life.
Because that's what like I forget that it's been like 9 years since I read Aragon.
However long since
it's came out. the main big bad guy of the entire series. He does that to one of Aragon's like friends. He thought was his friend. He's also a dragon rider, and he did that to him to force him to work for.
Was that his half brother?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I don't remember that bit.
If I remember correctly, is like I think he used his true name. And that's why he had to like fight him.
So what I remember is Aragon comes across like, there was a character that it was like an older man that he grew up that was in the village that he grew up in.
Wait, fuck, Jesus tangent! Oh my god!
Like, yeah, well, we're already on it, so like, fuck it.
Whoa! I'm gonna stop you there. And we're no longer continuing on that.
Wow, use a hoe. Anyway, there's a little bit of Aragon lore for you.
Yeah.
Now you learn multiple types of lore.
But like, with each occasion of these battles, every single person that he every single war battle,
Stop. Breathe.
Every single battle he won, he gained more and more followers.
Hey, it worked.
Have
you tried turning it off and on again?
So that's
Thank you for calling Mitchell support. How may I help you?
So all of these followers were being called like they
needs more gin.
He either needs more gin or less gin, and we haven't figured it out yet.
I'm sorry.
Should I get the bottle of Beefeaters?
Yes.
Oh God.
No, don't.
Nope, you said you wanted it.
Oh God, no! Please, no! No!
I'm getting me bottle.
No, I can't control myself around gin.
I sure am. I can't control myself around gin. Continue.
That's rough. Get that away from me.
No, I need this to handle your stroke. Because if we're both drunk, neither of us are drunk.
But I would have a great fucking time.
But this is how he gained all of his mass following. This is the reason why he has an unlimited almost unlimited number of people to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that when he incorporates a group of people with him, they're allowed to still worship the god that they want to worship. So if he incorporates Slaanesh followers, they're still able to worship Slaanesh. But if he calls on them, they need to answer his damn call or else.
Well, he is the War Master, I'm pretty sure. He outranks basically everyone. They have to heed his call regardless because he's the fucking War Master of Chaos.
Yeah. So this is the reason why he has such a large number of armies that he can just go I'm just going to it's just throw them out there. Don't really give it to them. It's going to test their strength.
Randomly generated army number 9,426.
Yep. But so also, what makes this man super scary is that this man is just super smart. He is incredibly smart. Like, you know how Sigmar is supposed to be like a really good tactician?
Yeah.
Well, he's just kind of on that level. This is also the man who made Sigmar throw his hammer into an illusion.
That's pretty impressive.
So,
Archaon
didn't matter though because he got it back.
Archaon is king of the plot armor.
Also,
He really kind of is though.
yeah.
He's a little Mary Sue-ish.
I was also listening to a thing. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of cat hair. I need to vacuum this rug.
Tangent.
So, the Mortarch of the Necropolis, that guy.
Oh, is he the Ozark Bone Reaper guy?
Yes.
The one that we were talking about?
Karos?
Yeah, the one who got woken up by the necrocates, and Sigmar was like, "Oh no, we need to go secure this vault." And then they got there, and the vault was cracked open, and they were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. So there is a story. It's called "The Wrath of the Everchosen." And it's pretty much stating about how this Mortarch of the Necropolis, who is Nagash's main general when it comes to his Ozark Bone Reapers.
Yeah, that's the guy we were talking about.
Yeah. And like how he's trying to take over the 8 point. It's like.
Yeah, he made an assault. He made an assault on all points.
Not all points, but
well, yeah, specifically the
throne
chaos
that Archaon literally made for himself.
Yes.
That he will not sit in until he becomes a chaos god himself or a god himself.
Yeah,
he will not sit there until he becomes a god.
Yeah,
he the Mortarch of the Necropolis actually captured this area because this is the period of time where Archaon is actually trying to find Slaanesh.
Oh.
So this is the reason why he's not really present in that story and why he was gone for like a pretty big period of time.
Does he sit in Archaon's chair?
No.
Oh man, that'd be one big fuck you.
So he's actually sitting there so Archaon's actually trying to find Slaanesh. And he's like, there's this whole entire thing going on. And it's like Archaon gets the word that like, hey, your stronghold was taken. And Archaon's like, do I stop? Because I just found Slaanesh, and if they know that I found Slaanesh, they're going to move her, or him, or Scully, or whatever attack helicopter that she is. It's...
So he did actually find Slaanesh, though.
Yes, and he's the one that like starts the process of getting Slaanesh freed.
Slaanesh kind of already started that himself, whatever.
Well, Archaon's the one that really informed that like the first chain that needed to be broken was by Khorne.
I thought Slaanesh figured that. Well, no, okay. Do you mean that Archaon was the one who discovered the name of the chain, or that Archaon was the one who discovered that Khorne was the one who needed to break it?
I think it was he figured out that Khorne is the one that needed to break it.
See, I kind of don't agree with that because...
Well, your opinion doesn't matter. Continuing.
Well, no, hold up.
Damn!
He may have figured it out for himself, but I don't think he was responsible for its breaking. Because it was...
No, he was not responsible for its breaking.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then, so you mean like he figured it out for himself how it needed to be broken, but he didn't...
Yeah, and
okay.
I think he informed Slaanesh of somehow... It is a series of events. Found Slaanesh, did some random things. You know what? I was listening to the story when I was working on census data tables. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I was actually working today at work.
Surprising.
For fucking once.
Yeah. I'm the way I'm just a little confused because the way I read it made it sound like Slaanesh was kind of responsible for Slaanesh's own shit.
I'm literally
soft.
I'm literally forgetting the point of this story that I was going for. That's a complete side tangent.
Archaon doing Archaon things.
Oh yeah.
To be fair,
So it was the whole point of the story was that the necro
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that guy. So it actually it forced Archaon to go back
to the 8 points.
to the
No, not the 8 points. It was wherever the fuck it was. Yeah, so
all points, 8 points. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I think it is. It is all the all points because it is that continent. Yeah. It is that that sub realm.
Was it before? What is it when it was all points or when it was 8 points? Because all points became 8 points.
It's 8 points.
It's 8 points now.
Because it was under control of chaos.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He had to come back and reclaim it. And there's the Oziark Bone Reapers had older cavalry to go against Archaon. And Archaon's mount just obliterated the entire 2 companies of cavalry.
Jesus.
And it's they just turned.
Dude, his horse is fucking huge.
Just turned
it's
into
not
dust.
Not anymore either.
He went straight to that Mortarch. He got off his mount and they just stared at each other and nodded, yeah, it's time to fight. But the thing about that Mortarch, going on a completely different side tangent, but within the same realm, the Mortarch of the Necropolis is an amazing fighter.
I can just see Archaon seeing someone who had the balls to fucking take his shit, just bromance. Immediately, I'm gonna murder you, but also bro.
The audacity of you, I respect it, but I have to kill you.
But also, I'm about to fuck you with this sword.
Yeah. And that fight actually lasted a lot longer because Archaon is supposed to be an absolutely monster in melee, but this guy, Archaon, tore through his retinue of people. Because if you look at the model
Archaon.
for this Mortarch, the first certain amount of wounds, it's not even Keratos.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's just his retinue. Then once you get to a certain amount of things, it's actually him who starts fighting. And this battle actually lasts for quite a while. And because the Mortarch's greatest strength is supposed to be his mind, but he's also just a monster melee guy.
So they were both extremely proficient melee fighters.
Yes, and the only reason why Archon was actually able to get an upper hand is
because... Oh my god. Archaon.
Argon.
He's changed it. It's gone from Arcan to Archon.
And now it's gone to Argon.
Argon.
It's a fucking...
Archaon was Argon for the assault on 8 points. What the fuck? So Argon can go fuck himself. I don't know. There's a joke there about something. And seriously, he's not dead inside. Please continue.
So I'm giving my last you guys a missile and I'm leaving.
What?
What's his fucking name?
What? Archaon.
I'm gonna get the fucking squirt bottle.
So
Archaon won, I'm assuming.
Because his mount was able to provide an opening, because his mount actually pinned down the Mortarch.
So did the Mortarch die, or did he just flee?
Oh no, Archaon. I fixed myself, okay?
I can feel my eye twitch coming back.
Archaon actually stabbed him in the heart with the Kingslayer. But this is a manufactured body with a soul inside of it.
So the heart doesn't actually matter.
So the heart doesn't actually matter.
Did the soul just fucking yeet?
So the soul yeeted and the body just disintegrated. But when he was put into a new body, there was still that pain.
Wow.
Well, so the Slayer of Kings is an extremely powerful weapon. It's one of the only weapons that exist that can actually kill gods.
Well, it's a demon sword.
Yeah.
It's a sword.
But even for demon sword, it is a very, very, very strong weapon.
Yes, because it's supposed to destroy souls. The fact that it didn't destroy the soul is very impressive. But
Nagash can't take my favorite toy from me.
The pain is still with that man.
It's on his soul. It's embedded in his soul. Wait, now here's a question. Do you think you would have beat Archaon if Matt wasn't there?
No.
No?
No.
Do you think you would have maybe fucked Archaon up a little more?
Probably. Yeah,
That's Archaon.
Any questions about the man and why he's called the Everchosen or the prophecy?
I know. I'm pretty sure he's the Everchosen because he is always the chosen to lead Chaos's forces against the mortal realms.
There was a prophecy that was for the Everchosen, who was supposed to be Everchosen. It was supposed to be when the North meets the South, where the North meets the South, or the North meets the Empire. Mm-hmm. The Everchosen will be born, and that's where his dad raped his mom gave birth to crap, and that's where the Everchosen
dark
came from. So that's where that comes from.
I think that covered it pretty well. I know Archaon has a lot of lore, so more or less I think he covered the character pretty well.
Yeah. I think that's the best job I've ever done.
You only had a lot of strokes.
We tangented a lot, but you only had one stroke, so I think you're getting better.
continue because I'm gonna really stroke out on my second guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, care.
You
Go get more alcoholic apple juice.
All right. So, my character that I'm doing is actually Shalaxi Hellbane, who does actually have a model on tabletop. Ayo. By the way, all of these characters that we've spoken about do actually have models on tabletop, which is kind of why we chose them.
Yeah, like so there are other characters that aren't necessarily more prominent, but at least as prominent. But all of these things have models, so they have better representation, which is what we chose these.
Yeah.
And they are still very important characters.
So, Shalaxi Hellbane is a named keeper of secrets for Slaanesh. So, Shalaxi Hellbane is also known as the Hunter, or the Great Hunter, I think. But Shalaxi's whole purpose for existing is because Slaanesh will, like, see the warlords that are fighting against its forces, and Slaanesh will go, hey, that guy, that one warlord, I want that guy dead. And Shalaxi receives like a psychic telepathic signal from Slaanesh. Shalaxi cannot rest. Physically cannot stop until that warlord or that target is dead. So Shalaxi often fights by itself, but will also bring with it other forces to fight alongside itself. Most notably fiends, almost like hunting dogs. So Shalaxi is basically the greatest hunter to ever live, more or less, and is an extremely proficient melee fighter. Shalaxi is basically the manifestation of Slaanesh's desire to best Khorne in martial prowess. And that also ties into the last episode we were talking about how Khorne hates Slaanesh. And it's specifically because Slaanesh is the god of perfection. And one way that you can be perfect is to be perfect in martial combat. So if you read up a lot of the lore on many of the units, the mortal units for Slaanesh, it talks about how they're always striving for perfection to achieve the perfect kill through both how absolutely vicious they are, but also through how beautiful their kill is. So Slaanesh made Shalaxi basically to be able to fight other greater demons specifically. So Shalaxi will actually hunt down other characters, heroes, demons, and will challenge them. And Shalaxi is so proficient at issuing challenges that they physically cannot be refused. And what I mean by that is that...
Warp shenanigans.
No, not even warp shenanigans. Literally what it is Shalaxi is basically like, hey, fight me. And they'll be like, no, I don't want to fight you. Hey, fight me, bitch.
You make a very compelling argument. I agree.
Yeah, like, that's basically what it is.
Now I must acquiesce to your request.
Yeah, no, like, literally whenever you read about how Shalaxi issues its challenges, it's literally just, hey, bitch. And everybody's like, well, now I'm taking offense to that.
This motherfucker.
Exactly. So, Shalaxi has challenged countless numbers of mortals and has even fought other greater demons and bested them. Shalaxi's greatest thrill in the hunt is hunting down bloodthirsters of Khorne and beating them in one-on-one combat.
You take offense to that?
This angers me immensely.
Yeah. Oh no, you're about to hear something that's going to make you even more angry. Shalaxi Hellbane has fought Skarbrand to a standstill twice.
Well, she didn't beat him, so she sucks, and that is my only thought on that. I get off by killing bloodthirsters. Can't kill a bloodthirster. My PP is now inverted. But nice. Jokes aside, even though she a bitch, Shalaxi is a very proficient melee fighter.
Yeah, no, Shalaxi is just absolutely, utterly insane. She also has, in part of this going to being the greatest hunter.
Hold on, post-exile or pre-exile?
It didn't say.
Didn't say?
They didn't say. But either way, that's still utterly terrifying.
That's still, that's still very, very fucking terrifying.
But no, so another thing about Shalaxi is that if you look at Shalaxi's model or pictures of Shalaxi's character art, it has a very unique headdress compared to other keepers of secrets. That's not actually a headdress. Those are other sensory organs. So Shalaxi can literally
Squeeze
see
a bug.
Shalaxi can literally see fear as a cloud in the air and other various forms of extrasensory perception. Shalaxi is so proficient at tracking people. Shalaxi can see through a realm gate and track you through the warp. Through a realm gate.
I can smell your fear.
But yeah, no, Shalaxi's utterly terrifying. And if Shalaxi and Skarbrand ever fought again, both the Eyes of Khorne and Slaanesh would be watching. One important thing to note, though, is that Shalaxi has done fuck all to release Slaanesh. Slaanesh, to a certain extent, just does not give a shit.
Well, to be fair, with Slaanesh being locked up, she's getting arrested. She's like, fuck, and I don't have to chase someone forever.
She gets to just go and hunt whatever she wants.
Yeah, there's no direction. She gets to control herself.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically Shalaxi helping.
Nope.
Yeah, that's really all she does is she hunt.
Am I going to the longest segment in this whole entire thing?
Probably.
Bro, you had Archaon.
Yeah.
Yes!
Archaon.
Archaon is the most prolific and known chaos character in both fantasy and AOS, in my opinion. I am not surprised by this at all.
Yeah, I totally forgot to write down if Shalaxi was the head of a cavalcade. Or some kind of host.
A cavalcade of fuck-ups.
Yeah. Well, no, Slaanesh units are broken down into, cavalcades or hosts or things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think... actually, one other thing. Shalaxi does have mortal and demon followers that will follow it around.
Damn thing.
Yeah.
That's the best we got.
Yeah. They will follow They will follow Shalaxi around on these hunts, and literally nobody can keep up with Shalaxi. Shalaxi's single-mindedness is so absolute that mortals basically drop dead before the hunt can be completed.
Well, she is a greater demon.
Yeah, and it's hella fast. But yeah, even the fiends struggle to keep up with it.
So I guess back to me then.
Yeah, I have literally 2 bullet points for Shalaxi. So
it's time to get nasty.
Hey,
because up next is gonna be Rodigus Rainmaker.
Oh, not my kind of nasty.
Oh no, no, it's a lot more squishy. Rodigus,
but not the right kind of squishy.
Oh, the nasty kind of squishy. Rodigus Rainmaker, a very well-known Great Unclean One of Nurgle, which would be the quit it, both of you, which is the greater demon of Nurgle, are called Great Unclean Ones. And something cool about Rodigus. He is, if not one of the most traveled greater demons in general in the lore.
So the weight loss program is not
working for him at fucking all.
Okay.
No, so before I get into his specifics, Rodigus has traveled the mortal realms so much. He actually has he has worshippers in all corners, in all the far corner of the mortal realms, and they worship Rodigus. They believe Rodigus to be a deity of health and purity and fecundity.
Ayo.
And they pray to him, and then he shows up, and they realize that they have fucked up.
Fecundity. That
Because
sure isn't what we thought it was. Oh,
they're
like
Rodigus, oh great Rodigus, or whatever fucking name it goes by to these people. Please heal my wife. She is sick. And then Rodigus is like, nom. I'm gonna throw her in my belly. And look, now she's Nurglings.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But so Rodigus is a hella spellcaster. He actually does not carry a melee weapon into battle. He just carries his gnarl rod. Which is basically his casting item.
It's his wand.
Yeah, basically.
It's his wand.
And yeah,
his wand of disgustingness.
Wherever Rodigus goes, foul growth springs up at his feet. Fungus, moss, all the things in Nurgle's Guard. Basically, wherever Rodagus goes, Nurgle's Garden goes. Springs
Ew.
up at his feet.
Ew.
Also, the reason why Rodagus is called the Rainmaker is he has something called Nurgle's Deluge. It is a constant mini-storm hanging above his head at all times.
Oh shit.
That both, it's pouring around him constantly. And it both hinders his enemies and brings forth the blessing of Nurgle to his followers.
Oh, so that's some hella fucked up rain.
Yeah, it's called Nurgle's Deluge. I would fucking assume, but it follows.
Nurgle sweaty pits.
Basically, but it follows him constantly.
Yeah,
like that's why he has the name Rainmaker. But yeah, he took part in just kind of the same as Scarbrand. He took part in a couple battles in the Age of Chaos. Nothing too crazy, but. He just really cool dude. There's like 5 other named Great Unclean ones that I kind of thought of going with, but once again, Rodagus has a model, and I just think he's super neat. He's really well known. He does hella magics, and yeah, that's kind of him. Not nothing too much in depth about him, but he do Great Unclean things.
Wasn't he in Alariel's realm for a little bit there?
I mean, to be fair, everyone was in Alariel's realm.
Yeah, that those doors would burst wide open, if you know what I mean.
Something that is cool is a little old world lore for Rodagus. Jesus,
Say that 5 times fast.
I think Rodagus was who the King of Bretonia was fighting, and he's the one who killed Leon Kerr.
Don't know who that is, but interesting.
He's the king. If you play Total War,
no, I don't play Bretonians.
He's the main leader of Bretonia.
You think I play French? I'm insulted.
So
I love French people. Please don't get me wrong.
He either killed him in battle, or he was the person who Karl Franz was fighting, and he killed Karl Franz. And
I think it's Karl Franz.
Yeah, because Karl Franz.
Because Karl Franz was fighting a lot of
Nurgle. Yeah, what it was is it was Rodagus and it was the Glot twins. I think either the Glot twins were fighting Franz.
Oh,
and
Glot.
Yeah.
I heard Glock as in the Austrian-made pistol,
Click,
and I was like,
no,
what?
it was either the Glotkin brothers were fighting Karl Franz and Rodagus was fighting Leon Kerr, or it was swap. But basically, whoever Rodagus was fighting, he murdered. And I actually do think it was Karl Franz, actually. And that's when Karl Franz was like, Sigmar, if you're there, it'd be a really good time if you're not. Wham! And then Sigmar ate Karl Franz's soul so he could manifest in the mortal realm. But that, I'm pretty sure...
Celestial Prime.
But I'm pretty sure... Amen, brother. I'm pretty sure that's who Rodagus was fighting, and Karl Franz, in the old world, was he had the hammer.
Yeah,
he was one of the most proficient melee fighters in the old world. I think
wait, was it Galmaraz or was it just Hammer Time?
No, it was Galmaraz.
It was Galmaraz. He has Galmaraz.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that in the old world, Karl Franz went toe to toe with Archaon a couple times and didn't die, so we count that as a victory. And he got murdered. He got murked because
the Bretonians were in the Civil War.
Yeah, because of because the Bretonians are just Arthurian legend mixed with the French, but basically the Black Knight happened, and it was Leon Kerr's son who was a follower of Chaos and came to Bretonia and fucked shit up, and the Green Knight showed up and did a gigantic clusterfuck, and then they all went to Midland and everyone died.
I need to watch that Green Knight movie.
I have. It's really good.
What can I watch it on?
I gotta sneeze. It's not happening. This sucks.
I know.
The worst feeling.
I watched it on demand with my uncle. He hated it, but he didn't understand that it's the legitimate poem. It is the legitimate poem put in the
do
movie.
They speak in verse, or is it just...
No,
it's literally just...
It's the events.
It's just the poem rewritten for
Anywho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off topic. The point of that being is that even though Rodagus is a spellcaster, a hella spellcaster, he's still very proficient when fighting, because he basically murked
the most powerful human on Earth.
the big K himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I got about Stinky Boy. And now it's back
Senior rot.
Senior disgusting.
Look, no notes.
Oh.
This is going to be fantastic.
It's Kario's favor. If you fuck this up,
you get to turn. We need to turn in your Zinch card.
we have to have a talking to after this.
So Curious Feet Weaver is Fate
Wow,
Weaver.
you can't even say the name right.
Karios.
Zinch card, pass it over.
Hey, I've had about 3 ounces of gin. Give me a break, okay?
Only 3.
Karios Fate
2
Weaver.
shots of vodka.
I
I saw that glass, bitch. It's more than 3.
was up to there, but it was twice.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
no,
more
it was
4.
like right here when you did it.
Nonsense.
Dude, I watched you pour it! He's already far gone.
Oh yeah, no, he is fucked.
Gargo's Fate Weaver is greater demon as Tzeentch. Let it be known he is a Lord of Change, but with 2 heads.
Bird up.
So,
Bird up. Dun, 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 dun.
just to let it be known, Lords of Change are very powerful spellcasters.
Who'da thunk?
Wow,
For
who'da
Tzeentch,
thought?
they
The
have
god-
big
the god of
bird,
spellcasting.
big bird things.
Birdman.
Gargo's Fate
Bird,
Weaver
bird, bird.
was one
Bird
of
is the word.
Tzeentch's favorite. And one day Tzeentch was like, I'm a little bored and I'm a pretty terrible dad.
I'm gonna drown my child.
I'm gonna throw my child into this well of eternity or something like
Oh,
that.
It was like
he was literally like drown the child.
No, 100%. No, he was like, yeah, that's the well of like the universe. Father, no talking, we're drowning. That's basically how that went.
And it's because no other Lord of Change has ever come out. He was like, just keep on throwing them and see what comes out.
Oh my boy, my proficient bird who does everything I ask,
My
always
precious
succeeds,
bird.
and has literally never done anything wrong. I'm bored. I'm gonna throw him in the well that all my other kids have died in. Why? Is shits and giggles an appropriate answer? No? Then it's giggles and shits.
So when Gargo's Fate Weaver popped out of this well, he now has 2 heads. His right head, I forget which one's is which, but I think
it's the right one that's blind.
No.
Neither of them are blind.
They're blind to the present.
That's right.
because
That's
one
right.
head
Yeah.
sees-
I think it's the right that sees the future, the left sees the past.
Ironically
can
enough,
see
I think the
Tzeentch.
Imperial Aquila, the way that works is backwards. Do you know, in 40k, do you know the lore behind the Imperial Aquila?
No, because I don't care.
The double-headed eagle?
Yeah. But the double-headed eagle in Warhammer 40k, it's basically the same thing, where like the eye that's covered is always looking to the past to learn from the past, whereas the eye that's uncovered is constantly looking towards the future.
That's really ironic for the Imperium.
Yeah.
They don't do any of that shit.
Oh no! Well, I mean, to be fair, the Imperial Aquila was made before,
Yeah.
the
Now it
Imperial
just
Creed
looked
fucked
cool.
it up.
I feel like Tzeentch saw Karathir crawl out of this well and he was like, yes, I am omnipotent, can see all the futures and past, and literally seeing every outcome at all times. Might have made a mistake here.
Actually, the thing is Tzeentch will go to Gargo's Fate Weaver just to double check the future.
Yeah, because Karathir is the only being in existence that kind of, sort of ish might see the future better than Tzeentch, right?
Yeah, because it is the pure future. Because Tzeentch can see the present. Gargo's Fate Weaver
Only sees the future.
Only sees the future or sees the past. So, but he is one.
So he basically what it is he sees the future unbiased by the
present.
By the present.
Yeah.
No misconceptions or anything. He just sees the pure past and the pure future, not being poisoned by the present at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So arguably, he does actually see the future better.
Yeah.
Arguably.
That's really all I got about Gargo's Fate.
Like how Mitchell's notes was basically talking and then we just decided to explain it with him, so now it's all of us.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I could do like a quick the realm of blah 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 because I'm looking at Lexicanum at the moment. Duke of Pharaoh, who the hell is? Oh, wait a minute, he was also the part of the.
Oh wow, look at that! It's almost like taking notes is a good fucking idea. Now I need some gin.
Wow.
Bitch, you don't drink.
I do when this shit happens. I'm getting some water.
Yeah, he was also part of the Battle of Sky Dwarves and the Air Supremacy battle. Not too important for Tzeentch. Important for dwarves, but Tzeentch is like, yeah, well.
Wait,
He was at the battle for the Caradon Overlords.
the one where they beat Tzeentch and the
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you beat someone who can literally see the future?
By only being in the present.
That.
Okay, if I hit him in the head with this glass, do you think it's strong enough to knock it out?
I mean, probably, but also like that's
time
my
for a-
roommate. So
time for a
like,
hard reset.
I kind of like not having to pay the entire rent of this place by myself.
If he's knocked out, you can get his credit cards and shit in his wallet. He'll never know because
Yeah,
he'll
but
be
then it's
knocked the
identity
fuck out.
theft, and then like that's just a whole another ballpark.
Nah.
Yeah. That's that.
All right, back to me then.
Yep.
All right, so I get to cover the first mortal,
The man
of the
who-
show,
the man who
because
puts
Archaon
the-
doesn't count because No.
I've actually been thinking about this, and is it fair to say this next character puts the he in Hedonite?
This next character puts
Actually-
I'm
Let me stop you right there. Going back to Archaon.
Oh my god!
I mean, to be
Actually,
fair.
he did bring him up. I kind of forgot to say this about him. His goal is to become a god.
Yeah, his goal is to become
Like-
a whole ass new god,
Just to dick slap the Chaos Gods?
Because he does not serve the Chaos Gods. He wants to become his own god. Again, he's like the Jeff Bezos.
I do find this shit kind of funny, because, like, at the end of the day, it's never gonna work.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, the Horned Rat's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, but
although the Horned Rat is already a Chaos God, but also the Horned Rat's the one Chaos God that of the greater Chaos Gods that Archaon doesn't do things for because
he doesn't see that. He doesn't
To
see.
be fair, the Horned Rat has plenty of other people.
Well,
to
no,
choose
actually,
from.
no. When the Realm of Chaos started, the Horned Rat tried to give Archaon a boon of some sort. But Archaon was like,
Really?
"You're not a god to me," and just left. Rat was like, "Man, fuck this guy."
Wow.
When he tried, Archaon said no, which I find fucking hilarious.
That's pretty.
But no,
fucking
like the way I see it is, if there's any type of chaos character that tries to ascend to do chaos shenanigans that doesn't involve the chaos gods, they only do it because the chaos gods let them.
No. The Chaos Gods physically can't beat Archaon.
Yeah, right now,
'Cause-
but when he ascends to godhood, he's in their realm. Like at the end of the day, like when that happens, it only happens because the chaos gods, to a certain extent, deign it to be so. Because when
looks directly at the time Korn murdered 7 of his brothers.
yeah.
Yeah, but would they want to destroy him when all he does is increase their powers?
Yeah,
to be fair, like to a certain extent, as immortal, yes,
Because,
all he does.
because he doesn't want to become a chaos god. He wants to become an ascended god, pretty much, because he wouldn't become a chaos god.
Okay, so he wants to be god of his own thing.
He wants to.
Yeah.
He wants to be like Sigmar or like Teclis or like Tyrion.
Yeah,
basically,
okay.
and ascended.
Okay.
But no, of course the chaos. And then this is my point: is like regardless of Archaon's intentions, in my opinion, it doesn't really fucking matter because like why would the chaos gods want to stop Archaon? He just propagates them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to a certain extent, no matter what happens, at the end of the day, he's still dancing on the strings.
Yeah, I think though once if he does ascend to become a true ascended god, then they're probably going to be like, oh, okay, you need to die now. Because to a certain
How
extent...
are they going to kill him? They've sent so many greater demons after him, but they
Yeah,
just
but
don't die.
once he's playing on their realm, or once he's
No,
playing on
because he
their...
won't go in their realm. He has no need to go in their realm.
Well, this is what I say: is if Korn
Yeah.
got pissy enough to punch an island out of the sky,
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
if he becomes a ascended god, all I'm saying is he might be more susceptible to the actual gods themselves, not their champions, but they themselves. And
that's
like,
a whole different
regardless of how strong he is, I refuse to believe that he is on par with the 4 chaos gods because nothing is on par with them.
Yeah.
Except maybe
He
some
also
of the
defeated
god
Nagash in
beasts.
hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, well, Nagash is a bitch, so
Yeah.
That just really shows how much the Karakaros...
Look, all I'm going to say is that
Isn't
Nagash wouldn't even fight Sigvald on fair terms, so like...
Oh my god, that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah. So,
Speaking of Sigvald,
speaking of Sigvald...
Going...
Moving on to our first not completely armor-proofed mortal of the podcast.
that man has one hell of a tush.
bruh, he's wearing ashless chaps.
No, I don't think he's actually wearing clothes. I'm going to keep it up.
He's just wearing armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically wearing assless chaps.
assless chaps made out of something that's basically Sigma, right? But no. So, Sigvald. Sigvald is a Hedonite of Slanesh.
Yeah, I think he's the leader of the Hedonites, isn't he?
No, he's the leader of the Decadent Host.
Okay.
Keep in mind, once you start getting into the realm of named characters, the only real, leader of a faction is going to be Archaon.
Gotcha.
Most of the time, otherwise, there's going to be multiple leaders within each faction. So, talking about, a little bit of a tangent here, but talking about Slanesh, there's Sigvald, and then there's, the other guy that we were talking about, the fucking fat dude sitting on his pelican.
I guess what confused me is, in his battlefield role in AOS, his battlefield role is leader. But I mean, that's more for the game then.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, that really is more for the game. Just because, yeah. Because think about it this way: Yndrasta and the Celestant Prime are both
leaders,
and they're both outside of the Storm hosts. Like, neither of them has a Storm host keyword, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Anyway, regardless, Sigvald. He is possibly the oldest demon prince of...
Is he a demon prince?
Yes.
I thought he was just immortal still.
No, he's technically a demon prince because... So, at least I think he's a demon prince. So he dies, more or less, in the end times on the world that was. And going into the Age of Myth, in Age of Sigmar, Nagash actually finds his soul and imprisons it inside of a mirror made of shard glass, a special kind of material. Mm-hmm. No, shade glass. That's what it is. It's the stone of his realm.
Yeah.
So he traps his soul inside a mirror made of shade glass, and then takes that mirror and yeets it into the hidden realm, in which the elves will eventually trap Slaanesh. Yeah. So he's just like, yeet, goodbye. And then Slaanesh gets trapped there. And while Slaanesh is trapped there, Sigvald's soul starts to consume the power that's flowing out of Slaanesh.
Just like,
and slowly starts to come back to consciousness and regain the power of his soul. Until eventually, some fucking dwarves come along and they're like...
How the fuck did the dwarves get into the realm that Slaanesh is locked in?
So it's called Ulgish. And it's this weird hybrid realm between
Ulgu and somewhere else, I'm assuming.
Ulgu and Hish.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's called like the
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's not called the Twilight Realm, but it's called like the realm between, or something like that.
All I'm saying
but it's a hidden realm.
The Twilight Goat.
Oh god,
one of my favorite memes.
Stop it. But no. Anyway, so he starts feeding on the burgeoning power of Slaanesh.
Yes, Slaanesh milk.
Yeah, kind of. And so
That's
in the age of Sigmar.
Oh god.
Stop it.
I can't get the image out!
Stop it. Get some help. But no, so Sigvald starts eating up that power, and eventually his mirror, because there is actually a city inside of this realm, and some dwarven privateers come across the mirror that's been hidden away in this city. And it is so beautiful to them. The mirror itself is so beautiful to them and so enchanting. Because the mirror itself... a little bit of backstory about Sigvald. Sigvald is vainglory made manifest.
Slanesh's favorite sin.
Yeah, basically. He truly believes that he is the most beautiful creature ever created. He truly believes, to his core, that there is nothing in this world that can be as beautiful as he is. He is the story of narcissist put in the modern realm.
He is the most socio of all the sociopaths.
Yeah, basically. So his presence was actually so influential that if you looked into a mirror while Sigvald was around, you would see a lesser version of yourself. Like a disfigured, horrific nightmare version.
That's how Sigvald sees you.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
So he was trapped in a mirror that only showed people the grandest version of themselves. So literally the mirror would basically torture his image. So these dwarves become enchanted by the sight of the mirror, and they bring it back with them, and then they
Mistake number one.
They die of dehydration because they cannot stop looking at the mirror, and they literally forget to eat, drink, and sleep. To give you an idea of just how enchanting this mirror was, and
That's
then it's
Slaanesh for you.
Yeah, and so then it's actually discovered by the Scarlet Cavalcade, and the Scarlet Cavalcade recognizes it for what it is, and they set him loose. And Sigvald pops out and is like, "Hey, bitches, I'm back," and he is utterly perfect for one exception. There is a single scar upon his body placed there by Nagash. As a reminder of his imprisonment.
Just like so whenever he looks at Nagash staring back like, bitch.
Yeah, basically.
How did Nagash do that? Just
I'm not sure exactly. I think it had to do with the binding process.
So yeah, it's just basically the scars on his soul, not his body.
Yeah.
No matter what body he takes, that scar will always be there?
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it works.
Where's the scar?
His right butt cheek.
I have
Wouldn't
no
that
idea.
be a bitch?
I mean, we have the model. I can go check.
I have a quick question about Sigvald that you may not have the answer to, but I just have to ask it.
Yeah.
He's called the Geld Prince.
Okay. Geld is in gold, not Geld is in castrated.
Okay, that was my question.
I'm 95% certain that is the answer.
The
Okay.
Golden Prince.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because if you actually look at his like paintings and drawings and lore, he is basically nude with the exception
Of his armor,
his
basically.
golden armor.
Yeah.
And his like flowing purple and
Why
white
wouldn't they
capes.
just say the Gold Prince? And why is it the Geld Prince?
Gilded Age, probably.
Yeah.
Geld.
You
That's
know,
gilded,
it's-
not gelded.
I think Geld can also mean gold in certain context. I am 95% certain it has nothing to do with sex.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
Of course-
that was my question.
Yeah, of course it could also mean that he actually is gelded, because
Does he cleave? Does he cleave only? Does he cleave only for the emperor?
Okay, no, stop that. that joke is like 5 years old at this
Yeah,
point.
and it's
It needs
still
to stop.
good.
Oh man. Back on topic though.
It goes back to our Dark Heresy days.
Our old Dark Heresy days, like 5 years ago. I think I still have him though.
Yeah, it's
Oh no,
Ignatius.
I still have Ignatius. It's just I've had to redo his character,
Yeah,
so he's no longer.
He
Kim
has
Gelding.
his testicles now.
Yes. I mean, technically, Kim Gelding doesn't get rid of your testicles, but that's besides the point. Shit, you made me lose my train of thought. So yeah, Sigvald comes back, and you know what he does as to prove his or as a like
back, bitches.
sacrifice to Slaanesh. He immediately kills 1 in every 6 members of the Scarlet Cavalcade.
Now the Scarlet Cavalcade. That's some Slaanesh.
It's a war band of Slaanesh, basically.
Demons or mortals?
Mortals.
Gotcha. I'm back. I'm going to kill a sixth of you. What? Stab.
Yeah, because 6 is the sacred number of Slaanesh.
Yep.
And basically immediately gathers up a host called the Decadent Host and starts just going around murdering everyone. One important thing to note about Sigvald is he is the most proficient swords master of any mortal in existence. He can, so like the sword masters of the Aeons.
Okay, Archaon is immortal. Is a mortal.
He's not a mortal. He's actually considered a chosen now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's no longer technically mortal. But no, Sigvald is so proficient with the
I thought
sword.
Sigvald was a demon prince.
I'm almost fucking positive Sigmar's immortal. Is still
Sigvald?
immortal. Sigvald, yeah.
Okay. He probably is immortal. I probably just misread that then. But no, he is immortal because he has the mortal keyword. Yeah. No, I'm just stupid.
I can check real fast.
He does have.
Yep,
the
he does.
keyword.
Yep, look, mortal. Yep.
Yeah. So at least according to his,
So he's a mortal who just basks in the power of Slaanesh. But
Yeah,
he hasn't
basically.
transformed. Man, he'd be a terrifying demon prince.
oh yeah, no. So straight up, what ends up happening is he is so proficient with the sword that like the sword masters of Heesh, so like the elvish sword masters, they basically look like bumbling children next to him. He is that proficient with his sword. And he is armed with a shield that's a relic from the old world.
Oh yeah,
The
fucking
mirror shield or
It's
something like that.
the name. The name is actually really cool. Actually, give me a
Pretty
second.
sure it's the mirror shield.
Yep, the mirror shield.
Yeah.
An indestructible shield from the world that was.
Yep. And then his sword. So his sword's actually really interesting. So he used to have the Quicksilver blade.
Yeah, but it's shard slash now, correct?
No, it was Silver Slash. That's what it was. So it used to be Silver Slash in the world that was, and that was actually a piece of Slaanesh's own blade. He has since lost that.
Oof.
Yeah, big oof.
So he's
instead, he went to-
downgraded.
Yeah, he's downgraded. Arguably, his current sword technically does the same. It does more or less the same thing. So his current sword is quick slash,
Shard slash.
shard slash, and it was forged. It was actually forged from a piece of the mirror that imprisoned him,
Okay.
and six
Fucking
strands of his own hair. 6, of course, being the number of Slaanesh.
Yeah.
And those hairs actually bore a piece of his own soul. That sword, anyone whom he cuts with it, it steals their soul. Or, I think it's actually anyone he kills with it, it steals their soul.
For what purpose? So you can eat it, or?
So he can torture it for all of eternity
Gotcha.
at his own behest.
Gotcha.
Because Slaanesh. And then I don't know anything about his armor. I think his armor is just like golden armor. honest to God, I don't think it bears any super special.
It's more the shield. Than
Yeah,
anything.
it's really more the shield. The armor is just for grandiose appearances, in the same way that like. So going into a little bit of armoring history, if you look at like ancient Greek armor and how they've got like the sculpted chest and six-pack or
the
abs and things like that, that was purely for aesthetics.
Yeah.
It was purely designed to intimidate others. I'm pretty sure Sigvald's armor holds the exact same purpose. Like, it bears almost no actual defense value. It is just there to make others feel intimidated, because now you see this golden sculpted giant
Basically
walking towards
god
you. Yeah.
giant?
He's big.
Oh, he big?
He's not, like, big, but
He's
big.
probably like 8, 9, 10 feet, something like that.
Yeah, I think he's in, like, the 8 to 9 foot range. Because
Space Marine size.
he's still bigger. He's still bigger than a Stormcast, I'm pretty
He's
sure.
Space Marine size then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or at least he's about the same size of a Stormcast. And then, yeah, so basically his whole goal right now in life is boiled down to basically 2 words. Fuck Nagash.
Yeah, is that...
He hates Nagash.
Oh, yes, Nagash has marred his form. Like,
Yeah, and his best of him.
because of Nagash. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say best of him because he didn't have a way to fight back. Nagash was like, yes, I see his defenseless soul. I'm gonna fuck with that.
Yeah,
Here's my
basically.
question: did Nagash have a particular bone to pick with Sigvald, or is Nagash just like, hey, fuck this guy, yeet?
I don't think... If he had a bone to pick, it was because of something that happened in the old world,
yeah.
and we're not really worried about that, so...
Gotcha.
As far as I'm aware, it was just basically fuck Sigvald.
But he's on
and
his...
then Sigvald was like, fuck Nagash.
Sigvald's on his fuck Nagash shit.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Nagash, man.
Yeah, well...
Not me. I love Nagash.
Fuck Nagash.
Like, honest God, fuck Nagash, but also, like, you kind of cool, though. Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy.
Senor Bone Daddy. But yeah.
Elder Bones! I forgot about that one.
Yeah, but that's basically all Sigvald is. And like I said, he's currently leading the Decadent Host, which is his own personal host.
Gotcha.
And he favors like Myrmidon Painbringers. Just interesting little tidbit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's Sigvald.
Alrighty. Guess it's back to me for my third. Save the best for last.
Arguably.
My main man, Be'lakor, the first prince.
Yeah, that was definitely a lie about the best for last.
Yeah, both of my eyes are twitching.
Yeah, you
because
can
of
both
this
go fuck yourselves. I don't know about that one, but just saying, both you guys suck. But yeah, no, Be'lakor, the first prince, also known as the Dark Master. He is the first demon prince to ever exist, and the one and only demon prince to be blessed by all 4 gods, because they figured out that they fucked up when they did that. So...
Oh, really now?
Oh, yeah. So...
Would you like to elaborate?
No.
Please continue.
No, podcast over.
Okay.
Yeah. So Be'lakor, first prince, Dark Master, first demon prince, blessed by all 4 chaos gods. They realized that was a mistake because when that happened, they kind of lost the leash. Be'lakor now basically does whatever the fuck he wants. He is not beholden to any of the gods. They can still, to a certain extent, meddle in his affairs, but if they're like, yeah, I'm Khorne, and I helped you be a demon prince, go do this, he can be like, nah, and just leave. And they can't really do anything about it because of he's blessed by all 4 gods. One singularly can't really fuck with him. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think all 4 have ever come together to be like, we need this man to be stopped. So yeah, that's kind of his shtick. But he aggressively hates other demon princes because he ascended to this glorious position of power, blessed by all 4 gods. He's like, yes, I am the one, I am the chosen, I will be the one to be the master of fate, and da-da-da-da-da. And then the other chaos gods started ascending other mortals, and Be'lakor was kind of like, by Grimnir's left nut!
Hey.
Did not
Hey-o.
like that. It's actually to the point where, like, if he's in, I don't know about AOS, but at least for his rules in 40k, other demon princes cannot be in his army. If you're running Disciples of Be'lakor, you cannot have other demon princes in his army.
I think that's true for Sigma.
He also does, at least in his 40k rules, he hits other demon princes better than anyone else. He can reroll hit and wound rolls on other demon princes.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's called I think it's called Spiteful Jealousy, as I believe the name of it. But yeah, so he is the dude. He doesn't really have anything to do in the age of myth. Only real thing is that for a piece of his, like, how he became who he is, we don't know his origins except the fact that he might have been the ruler of Ulgu before Malarian. There is a possible origin story that basically Malarian came to be and started fucking with his power structure, and then Be'lakor was like, hello, Chaos Gods, make me better so I can fuck this guy. Which is a possible origin, but I don't know if that is if that's the accepted one. All I know is, regardless of what happened, he was the first one to be ascended to Demon Princehood. However, in Age of Chaos, at the start of the Age of Chaos, was when Be'lakor started to have a real big bone to pick with Archaon, because Be'lakor, no one really knows his intentions. He's like the Lord of Shadows. He's very much like, I do what I want, and no one ever knows what my plans are. But what we think to be true is that Be'lakor actually wants to find a way to elevate himself to true godhood and supplant the Chaos Gods. The Chaos Gods find funny. Because they're like, that's cute. So what happened is we believe that the Chaos Gods specifically made Be'lakor crown Archaon the Everchosen, just to fuck with him for shits and giggles. And Be'lakor was like, this motherfucker. Which is funny because that directly followed Be'lakor having to pick up Archaon's slack. So Archaon sent an army to Ulgu to fuck with, I forget their names, but it was some cities in Ulgu. And it was this council of lords who basically told Archaon's army to go fuck itself, and that is exactly what happened. So then Be'lakor came in, and he was like, I'm gonna fix this, and started whispering schemes and plots into the ears of all the lords, and weaving a bunch of like shadow magic and shit, and basically made all the lords paranoid of their own kind, thinking that everyone was plotting to kill and overthrow them. And so while they're in the middle of that, Be'lakor marched in his army, the disciples of Be'lakor, and just nuked the city hardcore. So Be'lakor's kind of like, haha, bitch, in Archaon's general vicinity. And then he did have a fight at the 8 points with someone with the Night Haunt. He actually personally fought Lady
Oleander.
Oleander. I think her name is Olynder, and she is a Mortarch.
I'm just gonna say Olenor. Olendor.
It was pointed out.
Olander. Yeah. She was she and army.
Mortarch of Grief.
Mortarch of Grief, and she marched the Night Haunt in there on the 8 points.
Yeah.
So Be'lakor actually met her personally in battle, and his army fought her army, and he bested her in combat, and yoked her from the 8 points, basically banishing her from that realm.
Want to hear something really interesting about her?
Yes.
She's really devastating against mortals because she can literally scare them to death. Also, she can reach out her hand and age people.
It's kind of spooky.
Yeah. There was a thing in the book of the Wrath of the Everchosen where it was this chaos lord that was supposed to be protecting Archaon's throne kind of area in the 8 points. And as he was coming to her...
Did she fight with the dude to take the 8 points?
Yes.
So she was there with him?
Yes. She actually led the vanguard in that particular battle.
Yes. She reached out her hand, and they were literally aging. And as he got to her, the horse tripped, and he pretty much laid on her back and raised her veil, and his heart exploded from terror.
Archaon?
No, it was the
Chaos Lord that was protecting the throne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it was pretty much of a thing of one. It was two lords. One chose to run away. The other one chose to stay and fight.
So he was aging to death, and then he saw her face, and his heart went.
Yep.
That's fucking hilarious. And I think that has to do because she's a vampire, right? Is she a vampire?
No.
No, she is a Night Haunt. She's Scooby-Doo ghost.
Yeah.
Which I find kind of funny. I know, especially in the old world with the vampire lore of magic, I think one of their spells was to just rapidly start aging shit. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, well, that sounds about right.
A little bit of a callback. But yeah, no, Be'lakor met her in battle, beat her, and just yoked her from the realm. I think he just banished her through the realm gate. And I'm pretty sure he banished her from the 8 points. You can't come back here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's timed or not, but he was basically be gone thought, and that's exactly what happened. So then she got yoked, and then his army kind of aggressively crumped the rest of the Night Haunt.
When orders of like armies of death no longer have their leader, they quickly crumble.
Yeah, he beat her, and then bad things happen to the rest of the army. But yeah, so really cool character. He does have a model for 40k and for AOS. Apparently, a lot of people in AOS like him because he can. One of his abilities in Age of Sigmar is he can actually fuck with enemy heroes. At the start of enemy hero phase, basically once per battle, he picks an enemy hero, rolls a dice on a 3-up. That enemy hero cannot move, attack, shoot, cast magic, dispel, or use command points, and it goes until the Bellacor's next hero phase.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and I don't know if he can only do it once per game, or if it was like, or if he can do it every single hero round, but only to that one guy he picks.
That's kind of like.
Can you imagine that against Archaon?
Yeah. It's just its hero. He picks a hero, rolls a dice. If he gets it, that hero that hero does literally nothing, and that's why people like him for AOS. Because if people run like let's just say, for instance, what flavor of Archaon do you want to run? The big point of your army is you just make Archaon to the biggest fucking smash captain possible, and he basically 1v's an entire army. Belk would be like, you get to do nothing.
Yeah. That's kind of like...
Which means that they can't fight either, so you can run up and fight him, like beat the shit out of him, and he can't fight back because he gets locked down completely.
Yeah. That's kind of like Shalaxi. So remember how I was talking about how whenever Shalaxi like challenges someone, they can't refuse it? Mm-hmm. So on tabletop, the way that's done is Shalaxi at the start of the charge phase basically goes, hey,
bitch,
hey, at the start of like an enemy charge phase. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, bitch. And if they do not answer her challenge... They suffer D3 mortal wounds. If they do answer her challenge, they can only charge her. And they can only fight her, too. So even if they double charge, they can only fight Shalaxi.
That's fucking terrifying.
And then Shalaxi has, like, a 6... I think her shield grants her, like a 6-up ward.
A 6-up ward?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
She's also, like, one harder to... hit by enemy heroes in melee.
Oh, you may be kidding. Sorry. But yeah, that's Be'lakor. I think he's super neat. I know he does in 40k, but I'm pretty sure in AOS you could also just run like the disciples of Be'lakor.
There's a disciples army in Sigmar.
Yeah, he's just pretty cool dude, and I've always just liked the fact that like he's just the first Doom Prince, blessed Be'lakor guy. I think that's super neat. Yeah. But that's more or less his lore. I do know that he has a book out. Whenever the model was released, I'm pretty sure AOS released...
He has both an AOS and a 40k book that's designed more for tabletop, but I think it has a decent amount of lore in it.
No, I think for at least for AOS, I think he got an actual like short story published.
Short stories inside that book.
Oh, is it?
It's inside the Broken Realms because Broken Realms have lore inside of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And he's also he's Doom Prince. He can also cast magic. Yeah. His lore of magic is fucking retarded. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Sorry, Philip got swerved by his own cat. I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was something I wanted to say.
We made it less than an hour and 30 minutes.
Obviously, we have to talk now for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is now the point. If you were just here for the lore and you don't want to hear us ramble about bullshit, this would be a really good point to hop off. Now we're going to start rambling. And I wanted to say, I know one of our viewers specifically was waiting for this episode because he wanted to pick like the leader of his army. So I pulled up Be'lakor. Maybe you want to pull up Archaon, and we can kind of talk about some of their abilities specifically for the user.
No, I truly believe he needs to go Archaon. He needs to run Slaves of Darkness with flavor of Slaves of Darkness with Archaon.
You mean flavor of Archaon?
Archaon with a little bit of spice put on top.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read through Be'lakor's stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and read through Shalaxi Hellbane. Because everybody should run Slash, and you cannot fight me on this. I don't give a shit. The Demonettes are like the hardest army to build.
Not going to lie.
Demonettes are a pain in the ass to build.
Very spindly.
Not going to lie. Those Hedonites models look...
Oh, they look fantastic, but I can feel like the androids are trying to build them.
Sigvald's ability with his blade is that so whenever he
can't negate his wounds.
No.
His attacks are based off the charge, so if charge +3 basically.
No. He gets a minimum of 5 attacks, Or
Which is because if he gets a 2 plus his natural 3, it'd be a 5 because he adds 3 to his charge.
no.
Yes, I can pull up the ability.
Yeah, and I guarantee you it tells you unmodified charge roll. That +3 to his charge does not matter.
Really?
No.
That's gay.
What's written is that he has at minimum 5 attacks with his blade, or a number of attacks equal to his unmodified charge roll. Whichever one is greater.
So you can have 12 attacks.
He can get up to 12 attacks.
With a sword with wounds that can't be negated. That means you can't save them.
No, I think the wounds can be negated. I'm like 95% certain of that one.
Okay, you're ready to do the fight off of things. Wow, it's only 830 points. Well, I'll go first. Okay.
All right.
830 points.
Dude, Archaon's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
So Archaon the Everchosen.
You almost did it.
Archaon.
Jesus. Dude, the fucking Celestant Prime is only like 350.
Yes,
he's under 400.
Well, because he's not a monster. He doesn't have like 30 plus wounds or some crazy shit.
Still.
So 20 wounds, 3 up save, 10 bravery. His movement is dictated by his health. It goes from 14 down to 6 inches. So he has 4 different weapons. The Slayer of Kings is 1 inch range, 4 attacks, 2 up to hit, 3 up to wound, -2 rend, and 3 damage each. Monstrous Claws is 1 inch, 2 attacks, 2 up to hit, 3 up to wound, -2 rend, d6 damage. Lashing Tails is 3 inches range, 2d6 attacks, 4 up to hit, 3 up to wound, no rend, 1 damage each. And then the 3 heads is 3 inches. Attacks are dictated by health, so it goes from 6 down to 2. 3 up to hit, 3 up to wound, -1 rend, 2 rend, or 2 damage. Is 830 points. He's a leader in the behemoth. Base size 160 millimeters. His notes are single and unique. He can fly. He has his mount. He is the War Master, so he can be included in Blades of Corn, Disciples of Tzeentch, Magakin and Nurgle, and Hedonites of Slaanesh.
Hence the flavor of Archaon. Normally you run him in Tzeentch and give him I think a hell award.
If it is treated as
the reason that I want him.
If it is treated as a general, even if it is not the model picked to be your army's general, and can still be used in armies. The army's allegiance abilities, even if the unit's not from any of those factions.
Neat.
Abilities: Armor of Morkar. Roll a dice each time you allocate a mortal wound to this model. On a 1 to 3, nothing happens. On a 4 to 5, that model is negated. On a 6, that mortal wound is negated and inflicting 1 mortal wound back. And the attacker gets 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
The Crown of Domination. Add 2 to the bravery characteristic of friendly chaos units wholly within 12 inches of this model. In addition, subtract 2 from bravery units from the bravery characteristic of enemy models that are wholly within 12 inches. The Eye of Shireen. Once per battle at the start of your hero phase, you can say that Archaon will use the Eye. If you do so, subtract 1 from the hit rolls for attacks that target for that target unit. Until your next hero phase. The Everchosen. Each time a model is affected by a spell or endless spell, you can roll a dice. If you do, on a 4 up, it ignores the effect of that spell.
Nice.
The Slayer of Kings. Each time this model fights, if the unmodified wound roll of a 2 up, or of the 2 attacks that target the same enemy hero, is 6. Wait a minute. Unmodified wound roll. Oh. So if either of those 2 attacks, or for the 2 attacks, let me reread this. Each time the model fights, if the unmodified wound roll for 2 attacks that target the same enemy hero, the Slayer of Kings is 6, that hero is slain.
Oh, so basically, if he slaps you with 2 attacks with Slayer of Kings, and one of those is a 6, he just dies.
Oh shit!
But he has to slap that model with 2 attacks.
No. I think they both have to be 6.
Oh! If he double 6s, you actually just die.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which, balanced.
I mean, with 4 attacks, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if he slaps somebody with all 4 attacks, if 2 of those are 6, he auto kills it? Or does it have to be just 2 to proc that ability?
Just 2.
Okay, so basically, if I want the possibility of auto killing you, I'd have to slap you with only 2 of the 4 attacks, and then go to someone else.
Yes, or if you're me, it happens every time.
Or you just go to someone and smack them with all 4 attacks and just beat the shit out of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I was attacking with all 4 attacks, I would just need 2 of those to be 6s, and then
Yes.
That kind of reminds me of the ability that corn lords have. I forget what they're the thing they're called, Lords of Slaughter, like Korgus Cole, the leader of the Gortide, with their axe. Basically, if he's fighting someone, and I forget the exact specification. I think if it's whenever he hits a wound roll.
Like 6?
Or something like that of like 6. Basically, it yeets the character until Corn's realm, and they're just auto dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 3-headed Titan. At the start of your hero phase, you can say that Dorgar will draw upon his demonic might. If you do so, choose one of the following effects. Oh god, there's so much crap to this. Because I'm now just starting on the other half of this thing. Filth Spewer. Pick one enemy unit within 12 inches of this model and roll a dice on a 3 up. It suffers D3 mortal wounds. Or the Skull Gorger. You can heal up to D3 mortal wounds allocated to this model. Spell Eater. Pick one endless spell within 18 inches of this model. That endless spell is dispelled. Warlord Without Equal. This model is on the battlefield at the start of your hero phase. You receive 1 extra command point. He is a wizard. He can cast 2 spells and dispel or unbind 2 spells. He knows Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield. Command abilities. By my will, you can use this command ability once per turn in your hero phase. If you do, pick one friendly Slaves to Darkness unit on the battlefield until the end of the battle round. If a model from that unit is slain by an attack made by a melee weapon, that model can fight before it is removed from play. The same unit cannot benefit from this command more than once per turn. All-Seeing Dominion. Finally, the last one. You can use this command ability where your opponent spends a command point, or when your opponent spends a command point. If you do so, roll a dice before resolving the effects of any command ability on that command point is spent on. On a 1, that command ability has no effect. On a 2 up, this model can use the By My Will command ability above without a command point being spent, even if it's not the hero phase, and even if that command ability has already been used that same turn.
It's a lot of stuff. But he is the man himself.
Yeah.
Now, and once again, how many points is he?
830.
So he is he's a hella fucking
yes.
points.
I think the gash actually costs more.
But Nagash can also cast like 7 spells a turn or something crazy like that. And he has his like disintegration beam. But yeah, so like he's that powerful, but you have a hella point sink into him.
Yeah, Nagash costs 970 points.
Good Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Nagash can just auto kill multiple things with this fucking like disintegration beam bullshit.
Yeah, and he just has a whole lot. So continue with Be'lakor and how he's inferior.
You know, you say that, but you're wrong. So, Be'lakor is a single model, 14 wounds, a 4-up save with 10 bravery. And he costs 360 points. So, you could have your leader and, still have a fucking army.
Why would you want that? You can just have Archaon. Imagine how cheap the army is.
Yeah, I like flavor in my game. I like to have multiple things. I just have one guy. I like to build, a nice some scenery around him. But yeah, so 14 wounds, 4-up save, 10 bravery. His movement is dictated by his health. It starts at 14 and it ends at 6 inches. Unit size 1, points 360. Battlefield role, leader and behemoth. His base size is 100 millimeters, and his notes are single and unique. He has 3 melee profiles. The first one is his main weapon, the Blade of Shadows. It has a 2-inch range. Its attacks are dictated by his health as well. They start at 8 attacks, and it ends at 4 attacks. It is a 3 up to hit, a 3 up to wound, -2 rend, and 2 damage. He then has Fell Claws, which is a 1-inch range weapon. You get 1 attack, 3 up to hit, 3 up to wound, 1 rend, 2 damage. And then you have Spearing Tail. Spearing Tail is a 3-inch range weapon, 1 attack, a 2 up to hit. The wound is actually dictated by his health. So you can start off, he starts off with a 1 up to wound, which means that he cannot fail a wound. He cannot fail to wound, and then it ends at a 5 up to wound. And the Spearing Tail has -3 rend and also 2 damage. So all of his weapons do 2 damage. For going on to his abilities, he has wings, so the unit can fly. So first of all, you have the Dark Master, which is the one that I talked about. Once per battle, at the start of the enemy hero phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield. Until your next hero phase, at the start of each phase, including the phase in which the unit was picked, you can roll a die for that unit. On a 3-up, that unit cannot move, shoot, fight, use command abilities, chant prayers, attempt to cast spells, attempt to dispel endless spells, or attempt to unbind spells in that phase. The next is Lord of Torment. If an enemy unit fails a Battle Shock test within 12 inches of Be'lakor, you can heal up to D3 wounds allocated to this model. Next ability is Shadow Form. Ignore modifiers, positive or negative, when making save rolls for attacks that target this model. So his save is always a 4-up, no matter what.
Oh, it's very Nighthaunt of him.
Yeah. Next is a magic. He is a wizard. He can attempt to cast 2 spells in the hero phase and attempt to unbind 2 spells in the enemy hero phase. And the spells that he knows is Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield, and Enfeeble Foes. What Enfeeble Foes does is Enfeeble Foe has a casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster and visible to them. Subtract 1 from the wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by that unit until your next hero phase. So,
sounds pretty weak sauce to me.
That's Be'lakor. He's a much more usable model. You can actually build an army around him. You don't have to simp for Archaon. Mitchell.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that like the way that a lot of Archaon lists are built are just like, oh, heal.
I mean, yeah, that's how you. If basically your main force of attack is 1 dude, you have to keep that motherfucker alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Be'lakor, and I think he's pretty neat. I think we can both agree that no matter our differences, Slaanesh is 100% inferior.
Yes.
Some friends y'all are.
I can't wait till like Zinch get his update.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
Because like Khorne's my favorite, but a close second is Zinch.
I love Zinch so much.
All right, Phil, you're up if you want to pick a leader for Demon/Slay of the Darkness for our friend.
There's literally only 2 for Behemoths.
Yeah, no. I was throwing in Slaanesh shit for shit.
Is he trying to run a Behemoth, or he just wants a leader?
It was just a leader.
Yeah. So just pick a leader.
You can't.
That's basically the 2 big ones.
Oh, for Slay of the Darkness, particularly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one thing I was looking at though is that I'm pretty sure since Be'lakor is technically undivided, I can actually run him in a Slaanesh army. I can run him as like an ally.
Yeah.
Which is pretty handy. So that'll be interesting. Or technically he's a slave to darkness.
So, we also got done with our first round of the Escalation League.
Yes, we did.
And I really cheated.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah,
I feel kind of bad because I wasn't like trying to nitpick your gameplay. I was just looking through abilities because I'm still trying on the fence about what my second army is. And I'm like, Hoggrafs look kind of cool, and I haven't run Orc yet. Maybe I'll do that. And I saw that, and I was talking to Phil about it, and Phil was like, wait a minute, those numbers don't match up. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so just to give you y'all an idea, the way Mitchell and I got into Age of Sigmar was through the Dominion box, which is Orcs versus Stormcast. And we played our escalation game of 500 points. And Mitchell just like completely misread the damage profile.
Yeah, I really
on
did.
His Hobgrots?
No, my gut rippers.
Gut Rippers. Yeah, he just completely misread the damage on his Gut Rippers. And, like, he thought that they did 2 damage each. And then he's supposed to deal, if he rolls a 6, he's supposed to deal 1 mortal wound.
Would you ever play against me, you're going to realize that I roll an unnatural number of 6s for some reason.
Yeah. So if he rolls a 6 to hit, he inflicts a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage profile of the weapon. And then the combat sequence ends, and that's just the your clan ability.
That's just the ability for Cruel Boys.
Or yeah, your Cruel Boys ability. That's what it is. Which are the Cruel Boys a clan, or are they technically a different faction?
They are a sub-faction.
They're a sub-faction?
Yes.
Okay, so they're kind of like... Okay.
Do they belong to one of the main factions?
They're orc war clans.
Yeah, so they are a war clan. Okay.
Yes, but they're kind of like... There are 3 flavors of orcs. You have Ard Boys, Savage Orcs, or Cruel Boys.
Okay. And Ard Boys are basically... They're kind of similar to 40k orcs, right?
They wear armor, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the guys that you see like dressed up in armor and things like that. And then the Savage Boys, those are like the boar riders, right?
They're armorless and they're probably a little faster, I would assume.
Yeah. I think they smack harder.
They're more about raw might.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the flavor that smacks hard. And the Cruel Boys are basically like, would you like mortal wounds?
Could you stop?
I don't know why, but I'm dying.
Yeah, please don't. Go outside and do that. Then we don't have to fill out paperwork.
I mean, he's right.
No cough in your bed.
Well, it's not like I'm the one with the weak ass immune system.
I know.
But no, yeah. So Mitchell thought that he had 2 damage weapons instead of the 1 damage weapons that he actually had, and then he just dealt me like
8 mortal wounds.
no, like in one turn of combat or in 1 round of combat, you dealt me like, God, it must have been like 18 mortal wounds.
In total, yes.
It was a lot.
Yeah, Philip
It was
like,
like-
I was like,
at
that's
least-
fucking atrocious.
At least
Yeah.
16.
Well, no, because you. Let me
It was
think.
only
Let me
2
think.
things
No,
of
no, you
20.
dealt 8 there, and then 6 more. So it was 14. You dealt me 14 mortal wounds when my entire army, because we were only playing at 500 points, my entire army had like.
Like 30, I think.
Not even. They had like 25 wounds between them.
Yeah, I
And
only
you
should have
dealt me
done
14
7.
mortal wounds. Yeah, and you
only-
should have dealt me 7. And yeah, no, I was just literally, I charged him. I had top of turn 1, and I charged him, got into melee, and then before it was even his turn, so still in the top of turn 2 before, it was actually immediately after we'd done Battle Shock. I was just like, yeah, nope, I concede. And then Mitchell, like, got back to me, like, an hour later just because I texted Mitchell, like, an hour later because I was like, again, like Seriously was saying, he was asking about orcs and he was just looking him up. And he was like, oh yeah, the Gut Rippers have like a 1 damage weapon. And I was like, wait a second.
That's supposed to be 2, and I'm like, but it's not, though. Bill was
yeah,
like,
I texted Mitchell and I was like...
that jive turkey-looking motherfucker!
Okay, no, I wasn't that.
No, he wasn't. But
But
he
no,
was
like,
wait a
I was
minute.
like, wait a second. So I texted Mitchell and I was like, hey, Mitchell, can you do me a favor and double check which lore scroll you were using and double check the damage profile for me? And he texted me back like 30 seconds later. I was like, so I
About
may have
that.
cheated. And I was like, yeah, we need to go ahead and have a rematch.
Nothing as excited happened for mine. I got my ass beat like a bongo. I was playing with my Lizard men, and I was facing our friend of ours, and he was he's running Sons of Bahamut or Behemoth.
Giants.
So he just had for his 500 point
Or
army,
Gargants.
he had a single Mega Gargant, 35 wound monstrosity, and I had a plan. My plan was to tie it up in combat with my Basilodon and just shoot the shit out of it while my Basilodon was smacking it, because Basilodon has like 10 wounds but has a 1-up save.
Yeah.
So, like, as long as it doesn't get wounded, it has a really good save. So even against the Gargant's, like, bullshit, not bullshit, but a really strong attack, so they still have a 3-up save, so I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I can make this work. He hit me 4 times, and I failed all 4 saves, all being 1s.
Wow. Did he have... I'm guessing he had AP then?
Yeah, he had an AP, so it was a 3-up save, but I failed all 4 at 1. Took my dude down to 2 wounds, which made his save a 5-up.
Oh, rip.
Or a 4-up. And I was like, yeah, I'm in danger. And after that, it was a wash. It was a fun game, but like my was still uncrumpled, and I just got demolished.
It was 500 points, and games are not balanced for 500
games are not. Which makes you kind of question, why does escalation start at 500 if games aren't balanced?
Because it's easier to start at 500 for people.
Okay,
like a starting army. Yeah, like my army for Stormcast Eternals, it ended up being 480 points, not 500. But it was literally like a Knight Arcanum, a 5-man squad of Sequitors, and a 3-man squad of Annihilators, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, those Annihilators look so cool.
Oh yeah, the Annihilators are schmexy.
But yeah, the game's like Battle Smash, like it's whatever. It was a fun experience. Like, hopefully I rolled my garbage out, so when we have games that are actually point valued properly, I won't get fucking annihilated with really shitty rolls.
But where's the fun in that?
Winning.
But seriously, playing the game is all about the fun. Winning doesn't matter.
Yeah, but winning... Okay, listen, if playing the game is the base, winning is the seasoning.
I like the painting and building, and like...
At the end of the day, I prefer the building over everything. I love building. But like, playing the game is loads of fun, and I love the shit out of it. But also, like, winning doesn't hurt either.
Man, I kind of want to build this Be'lakor model. By the way, I have a Be'lakor.
As do I.
I do not have an Archaon. So that tells you exactly how I feel about that. But I'm looking at this model, and
so you're like, what the fuck?
And I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to.
I must preface with I got Be'lakor initially for 40k. I'm just now thinking of possibly using him in AOS later.
I got him for AOS because I was like, man, that's a dope ass model.
Well, you can Bloodletter Bomb in 40k with Be'lakor. He lets new models around him reroll hit rolls of 1. So when you have your fucking a 30-man squad of Bloodletters and you're smacking someone for 150 attacks, and because they're in a 30-man swarm, they're getting +1 to hit, and you can reroll 1s. It's like hot.
Yeah.
On top of the fact, in 40k, Be'lakor's sword, his piercing strike profile is whatever unit gets attacked with piercing strike cannot use invuln saves. And it's -4 rend.
Dude, that is so tasty against fucking Blightlord Terminators. Oh my god, I got into combat with our local Terminus Est Death Guard player.
Oh, it's fucking terrifying.
Oh god,
I only beat them because I didn't know about the retcon. If I hadn't done that, it would have been vastly different. Yeah, no, his shit's spooky.
I need to play him against my Thousand Sun list because Thousand Suns are just like the hardcore counter against Nurgle.
Because it's just mortal wounds.
Mortal wounds. I was like, oh look, you got a 40-man squad. Oh, I'm gonna cast a spell. Next time you move that squad, you have to roll a d6 for every single model you have. For every 6 you roll, mortal wound.
Yeah. Yeah, Mitchell's very much in the back with Thousand Suns, like, everybody, smite, is what he does. Or he runs Cult of Duplicity, and he's like, hey, yeah, I'm everywhere. Oh, you trying to hold points? Too bad, I'm already fucking there.
Oh, I see that point you got in your deployment zone. Sure would be a shame if I 20-man squad of Terminators.
Go into that shit immediately.
That's a 10-man, but okay.
At 2 20-man, or 2 10-man, 20-man doesn't really make a difference when they're fucking you in the ass.
All I'm saying is I saw that 10-man squad and I was playing Mitchell, and I'm like, if there was ever a more worthy total obliteration squad in this game, I'm not seeing it. It's fucking spooky, dude.
It really is. No, like, the first time I ever played Mitchell, I was playing Admech, and he played Cult of Duplicity back in 8th edition, and then was just like, hey, you see that 20-man blob of Zangors? Hey.
It's right here now.
Hey, you want to see what it looks like when I get behind your lines? No? Boop, there they are.
Yep. And he never fails his psychic tests.
Actually,
or at least that's what it feels like.
Actually, no, that first game I ever played against his Zangors, he failed it the first time.
No, the first game I ever played against Mitchell, he used fucking Thousand Suns, and I had my Salamanders, and I was still very new to tabletop in 40k, and I got smote off the board like turn 1, and I was like, Mitchell, this was my first game. Why would you do this to me? And Mitchell was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Mitchell's kind of an asshole.
Wait a minute.
No, to be fair, in 40k, mine and his win rate is now about equal, because basically he beats me, then I beat him, then he beats me, then I beat him. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just how it is.
And then I I think I've won like one game of 40K out of all the games that I've played.
Well, to be fair, you play with your Imperial Fists a lot, and GW hates Imperial Fists, which sucks because I-Fists are awesome.
Oh yeah, the Imperial Fists are awesome, and I keep
They just
seeing
get shit on.
Dude, I keep seeing all these wonderful things they're doing for the Black Templars, and I'm just like, that'll be me, right? Right, G-Dubs? Right? Like, you're not gonna mess it up for me? Please? And yeah. No, dude, like,
You
I'm
are
gonna,
in fact pinned here.
no, I'm gonna be honest, all I need is for my my Imperial Fists to get the what do they call them? Breaker? I think they're called breakers.
Sappers or whatever. Yeah, the shieldy boys with the guns. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not sappers. I think they're actually called breachers. That's what they are.
On
They're
top of the fact
breachers.
that those models would just look fucking tasty.
Well, dude, no, like Primaris updates to those models. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, Primaris breachers. Like, oh my god, I'd stab somebody for that shit.
I need to get all my Necrons painted up.
I love your Necron army. It's a really fun army to fight against.
Is it?
Yeah, I have more fun playing against your Necrons than I think anything else. I don't know why, I just do. Well, I know why for Thousand Suns, because, like, nothing, like, as bad with the army, but it sucks when there's a phase where you're just going to take damage and there's literally nothing you can do against it. Yeah. Because Thousand Suns are so psychic intensive that unless you are also a very psychic intensive army, like
Grey Knights,
or something like that, there's just literally no point in trying.
I really do enjoy playing my Necrons. I just need to find the time to paint them.
Yeah, I'm setting aside some time, I think, on Thursday or Friday to try to start painting up some of my salamanders with those new paints I got, because I really want to get those painted.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about our local game store just got a bunch of stuff in for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Mm-hmm. And the store manager bought the base set and the Thanos expansion. Mm-hmm. And the Thanos expansion is basically like the Crisis event for DC Deck Builder. So it's the players versus
Thanos, yeah.
Yeah, versus Thanos. And I'm honest to God thinking about buying the Spider-Man and Ghost Spider box, because it's like $35 and it's 2 models and basically lets me start playing immediately.
I'm thinking of going to the shop and getting all those new expansions to Satan.
Catan?
Hey,
yeah.
Remember, you still got to build up for your 1,000-point game.
I am aware. I didn't say I was going to do it. I'd say I want to, and I thought I would. Because they are expensive.
To be fair... Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't own any other Seraphon models, do you? You have to actually go out and buy
them. No, actually, my 1,000 points good. I have Lord Croak.
Oh, yeah, you have Croak.
I have Lord Croak, and he's like 400 points, and my army was technically 555.
Oh, okay.
So that'd put me at he's like 420 something.
So you're good.
That would put me at basically 1,000.
Oh, yeah, so you're
It would be exactly what I did, just dumbass psychic, or dumbass magic.
Just Croak.
Yeah, just Korak himself.
Nice.
All right. Oh, damn it.
But I don't know if I want to do that, but I definitely want to get some more.
Yeah, my next game is going to be
models.
Kragnos and like a line of Gut Rippers.
I need to make the decision if my battle line is just going to be 4 Stegodons.
Do it.
I mean, the Stegodon, I'm just saying.
Stegodon.
I'm sorry, no, they're not Stegodons. They're Ballistodons.
Ballistodons.
Dude, the fucking the ballista is terrifying. It's flat. It's like 3 red, 3 damage.
Lollydons.
And their fucking horns, if they don't have any damage on them, 4 flat.
No!
Yeah. Without taking from 0 to 2 wounds, their horns are like a 3 up to hit, a 3 up to wound, 2 red, 4 damage.
David found out the scariness that his daughter's a cane, and it's like a 15-man blob or 15 blob of snake archers that shoot twice, once in the hero phase and once in the shooting phase.
Yeah.
Well, I have something similar from I keep saying Ballistodons now. Stegodons and wow, I'm blanking hard.
Coldbloods?
No. The fucking the
Skinks?
They're dinosaurs. The fucking ankylosaurus looking fucks.
Oh,
I cannot believe I'm blanking so hard on this.
Mastodons? No, I'm thinking of Basilodons.
I said Ballistodons, now my brain's all
Yeah.
fucked. Like it's something with a B.
Hold up. I have a thing pulled up here. I can just... Why
Well,
is this suddenly not
anyways,
working?
Everyone, dead silence. Why I have to.
anyways, if you made it this far, don't
what-
forget to contact us, or don't be afraid to reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, or email.
Those guys, they're not Battleline, right?
And don't forget to follow us on Spotify, because that's where
Bastillodons. God damn it.
that's where
All right, now that we
majority of
figured
our
that out.
followers are from, or majority of our listeners come from, is Spotify. I hardly expect anybody to make it this far in the episode.
I know, right? We kind of rambled on for 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh,
about 30
yeah,
minutes.
we made it almost 2 hours. I really thought this episode was only going to be 45
Well,
minutes.
it was an hour.
Yeah,
It
really.
was an hour and a half, and then we started rambling about
Yeah.
all the other shit and whatnot.
Do we want to just stop it here then?
Yeah, I suppose we should.
Yeah,
I need to do laundry.
all
so
of you
yeah.
beautiful motherfuckers have a glorious rest of y'all's night or day or whatever it is, and we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
See you later.
Hey, goodbye.
Hey, bye.